I'm ready. So this is going to be fast, but we're starting out with the CUCM Classic to the Webex DI environment. On the source on the left and the target on the right, we can see in the target, the Webex DI, that nothing's there yet, but we're just making sure everything's set up. So back to the Kurmi migration tool, we're loading up all of the data about our source and target, filling in some information, describing the process to the tool. So we're able to download information from our source system, all of the dial plan, the users, the lines, devices, everything that makes that system unique. So the old UCM environment. And so we're going through checking it. Okay, a lot of validation, a lot of inference, a lot of intelligence here. Okay, some warnings, messages. So at this point, Kurmi is able to identify some sites, some logical locations. We can either do a full migration of all sites, or we can choose specific sites to migrate. So we have that granular approach. So we're kind of using that intelligence to now drive another inference, another allocation that's going to identify with that knowledge of the sites, the information that's being collected. So we're reprocessing, and of course, we're going to have things that don't necessarily fit. So in this dashboard, we're able to, as an expert admin, rectify some of these things that could be like, what does this site, where is this country, duplicates, things that are not going to fit, naming conventions, maybe we need to tweak. And in bulk, we can validate those things from the tool and then import it into our logic for this migration job. Okay. So we're updating again, reprocessing. So every step is going to make sure that everything fits. We know that migrations can fail very easily if we didn't validate all the things. So the logic, the intelligence here in the migration tool gives us the ability to check and make sure everything's going to be perfect on that Monday morning. So even here, we're resolving users, some app users, some naming conventions that don't quite fit, revalidating. We can export some of this information from the tool. We can use that later. So there can be exports for records, what was migrated, put it into our SharePoint, and download that information. So some historical data. Number ranges are all inferred from the tool. Sites, which aren't a logical thing in CUCM sometimes, but here we have the intelligence to do that. So we're revalidating the data, checking our checks. Okay, looks good. Now we can say these sites are the ones we want to do. Okay, so we can begin to prepare the migration, everything that's involved with those sites, the dial plan, the phone button template, the users, the lines, devices, the groups, the pickup groups, the buttons on the phone. Everything is thought about here. And all of the commands, the sequencing, the right order of operations that the Cisco admins would know are thought out in this tool. So more validation, making sure everything lines up. Yeah, checking for duplicates. We can resolve it right here. And we're doing a lot of validation, but we want to be precise. So this is a very fine-tuned process. And we can load the sites, and we're ready to start that migration. Okay, so now Kurmi from the simulation is now pushing that data, everything again in that right order, the right sequencing that we know as Cisco experts, or the Cisco engineers will know the right process. So it's validating, checking users, lines, devices, the groups, the dial plan. In each step, some checks, validation. It's looking great so far. Okay. And now we're in Kurmi. So the migration's completed and daily management is ready. So in step, we are able to see our users that have been migrated. Everything's lining up. We can begin to do the daily management as we are fully migrated those sites on Webex DI. So that was great. It was quick, but we estimate for about 1,000 users, maybe it's 20 minutes to perform that migration. So, you know, everything's kind of thought out there. We can just sit back and relax at that point.